Nobody ever taught me how to track my finances as a freelancer, and it took me a lot of time and a lot of struggle to make sense of what's going on in my business. In this week's video, I want to share with you how I'm doing things today, what I've learned along the way, and hopefully make things easier on your end. What's up, and welcome to another week of Business Time, where I share some of my insights and learning about running my own business. I've been freelancing for over 17 years, but doing it full-time for over 6 years now. And the business has grown every year. Last year, I've made over $300,000. The year before, $200,000. And so it's on a growth trajectory. This year, I want to reach $1 million. It's a little bit of a stretch goal, but hopefully we're going to get there. So I want to share with you my real docs, not the real numbers. I'm not going to share the numbers, but I want to show you the structure of the Google Docs that I'm using to track all my finance and why I'm doing this and how it's helpful for me. So jump right into this. Basically, this is the Google Doc that I'm working with, and it's divided into a few tabs here. So the first one is called 12 weeks cash flow. And the idea here is that we track income, revenue, and expenses on a weekly base, and we are projecting this forward. So we're always looking at where we are this week and what we think or we expect to happen on a weekly base for the next 12 months. And the reason is that you want to make sure that based on what you know today, right? Not everything is going to pan out exactly right, but based on what you know today, you never want to end up without money at all to pay yourself or to pay the people that you work with. And so you just want to make sure that you have enough money, more money coming in than money coming out. And this is done on a weekly basis because things might look up, great on your receivable end. You sign a client, they need to pay you next month, for example, a bunch of money. But if you don't have money in the bank right now to pay for, your rent and what you need to have this month, you might be in problem. In this doc, following a weekly pattern really helps you see that coming. So at my business, this is the way it's structured. So my business is comprised of clients that I work with. I have some income off my YouTube, and then I have Flux Academy, which is online courses that I'm selling. So, and every one I want to see the total for that section of my business, and then the total of our revenue specifically. Now, the way the expenses are structured is we have expenses, which is me and my wife Noah also works in my business. She's doing my finance. She's actually managing all this doc and created it actually. So this is how much we spend on, our salary. We get a fixed salary no matter how much the business has made in a specific month. We make sure that we get a fixed salary. Then we have other fixed costs, which usually don't change. So, the software, the bank, CPA, office rent, those things usually don't change from month to month. Then we have variable expenses, which depending on what we need to do this month, it might be higher or lower. So outsourcing or ads that we run, or if we need to travel or something like that. Then we have taxes, we have insurance, and sometimes we pull dividend, which is profits, if we want to have kind of extra on top of our normal salary and if the situation permits. So basically what we see here at the total is total revenue, then total expenses, and then we want to see the change. So our bank account has grown by $10,000, or we lost, we have less $10,000. Then that's basically the total cash that we have. And if we take some out, some profits to saving, we're going to move that to a different account just to make sure that we have profit on the side and we're not going to lose that. So this is basically going 12 weeks projected into the future. And then we make totals for the months so that we can, later on see the kind of like the total of a month on a monthly base. And then we hide them. So we have the past performance hidden here in this doc. The second doc is profit loss, and I actually have a different video explaining what is the difference between cash flow and profit loss. But to sum up the concept here real quickly. So profit loss is how much money went into your bank account. That's cash flow. Cash into your bank and cash out of your bank. Profit loss is a more kind of a theoretical model, which means how much revenue was generated by efforts that you did this month. So the most easy example for me to explain is, let's say that I got a new website project and I'm taking a big down payment for the project, and that's going to cover my costs for the next 3 months. So from the cash flow perspective, you're going to see the first month is going to be huge. Like, I got a bunch of money, right? So it's going to be a great month. Then on the next month, I didn't get any money at all, right? So it might, from a cash flow perspective, you might say, oh no, the business is in a horrible position, right? We're paying rent, we're paying for all these expenses, and we didn't make any money. But that's not really true, but because we did get paid for the work that we're going to do this month, but it was paid last month. So, in the profit loss, you're going to see that income actually divided into the time that it actually took us to do. So let's say if this was a 3 months project and I got $30,000, the revenue in the profit loss is going to show revenue of $10,000 every month, so that we can understand how much money was really generated by the efforts during that month. On the other hand, in terms of expenses, for example, so maybe I bought a new computer. So in terms of cash flow, I spent a lot of money during 1 month. But in terms of profit loss, this computer is going to serve me for, let's say, a year. So I can take this expense and actually chop it up into 12 payments and show that as an expense of the business for 1 year. That's basically the mental model. So here we're checking it. So it's basically the same structure, only we're doing this on a monthly basis, and we're going to always track past data. And the reason that we do that is that later on we're going to try and create some graphs out of that to see the trend, like what's going up, what's going down. And this is some of my expenses. Here I did keep the number just to show you like how things are moving. So things are going differently. Some things are going up, some things are going up and down. And looking at the past data like this really gives you a sense of where the business is going. Are expenses going up? Are they going up faster than revenue is generated? So understanding past data and seeing kind of the trends really helps you to understand if your business is going in the right way. So the cash flow helps me to make sure that there's always enough money in the bank. Profit loss is a more theoretical model that helps me understand if my business is growing, if it's going in the right direction. Basically, that's it. Now, the last thing that we have here is it's called Profits First Assessment. And I did talk about this. I think I covered this. There's a book that I recently read called Profit First with a really interesting framework of thinking. So basically, this is kind of an assessment that they told you to do. So they told me actually to take some of the numbers, like how much revenue I made, how much I took out for profits, how much I paid myself taxes, and then see actually how it actually divided in terms of percentage. So those were my real percentage for this year, Q1 and Q2. And then he kind of gives you their target percentages based on what he thinks are, and the research shows as, profitable, healthy businesses. So for me, for example, I'm right now, the first half of the year was like 9% profit, and profit is on top of the salary that we take for ourselves. So we want to be at something around 15%. Owner's comp, like the salary that we pay ourselves, is around 33%. It should actually be lower. So our salaries are too high actually for our business. We're not saving up enough tax as he suggests, but this is also might not be exactly correct because he's based on U.S. law and we're actually based in Israel, so it might be a little bit different. And operating expenses should actually be higher. So, I mean, we should have more money to work with when it comes to hiring or spending on ads and stuff like that. So this helps us plan for the next quarter, which basically he says, so move things up like one notch. So if this was actually 9%, it should probably be 10%. I don't know why this... and this should be 29. So he says, take what you have right now, adjust it by 1%, and then try to hit those goals this quarter and plan for those. So we're trying now this for the first time ever. I'll share with you in the future how this works. So this is basically the structure in which I'm working on right now. And keep in mind, this is always kind of like work in progress, and we're developing the systems and the way that we're tracking things and learning. And also keep in mind that I didn't know this when I started out. Now this is really helpful and really insightful. But when I started out, up until maybe $200,000 per year, the only thing that we had was the cash flow basically statement. We didn't even do that back then on a weekly base. We did it on a monthly base. And running with this doc helped us get to, again, $200,000 before I learned how to better understand my business, understand what's going on, and that really helped me scale it above that. But I do think that no matter where you are, understanding those core accounting concepts and keeping track on your business would be very, very helpful for you. So hopefully you'll take some of these ideas and apply them to your own business. Hope this was helpful. For more business around freelancing, design, and running your own business, make sure that you're subscribed. And I'll see you on the next video.